Salutations from Wizard Studios. I am the Wizard, and here is your report. This is the UFC Fight Night preview, Hooker versus Felder. Here we go. Felder versus Hooker, how do I see it playing out? Well, Felder is going to have to get in, right? Felder's going to have to find a way to get in. That's the bottom line. How is he going to get in? For one thing, I like leg kicks. Leg kicks, leg kicks, leg kicks. But we've seen Dan Hooker be vulnerable to the body, right? We've seen that in the past. We've seen Dan Hooker vulnerable to the body in the Edson Barboza fight. So if I was Paul Felder, I would be using that great boxing, that great kickboxing to the body of Hooker. I would be constantly going to the body, constantly mixing it up to the body if I was him. Over and over again. Leg kicks and body work. Mostly body work. Mostly body work if I was Felder. Now, he needs to mix in some clinch work. A lot of clinch work, a lot of body work. Now, with that being said, what does Dan Hooker need to do? Hooker needs to keep range. Hooker is becoming a pinpoint striker, and we saw that in his last bout, okay? He was absolutely magnificent in that Ally Quinta fight. I mean, I thought Ally Quinta was going to go in there and absolutely just put his boxing on display against Hooker. But I was wrong. I was wrong in that fight. Dan Hooker went in there and just put on a clinic against Al. Now, he needs to keep the range against Paul Felder, but Paul Felder's good at making it ugly. And that's exactly what he's going to have to do against Dan Hooker. And he's going to have to do that with a lot of clinch work and a lot of body work. But Dan Hooker is great in the clinch. So this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war. And I really don't know who's going to win. You know, when you look at the records, you know, Felder's had a little bit of an easier road, but Felder's no cupcake. I mean, he's no cupcake. So, this is a toss-up. This is a toss-up, and my gut's telling me Felder. So I'm going to go with Felder in this one, and I'm going to go Felder by decision. Felder by decision in this one, guys. That's what my gut's telling me, so that's what we're going to go. Jim Crute versus Michael Oleksiejczuk, and I know I murdered that, so I am not even going to try to repeat it. I'm picking Jim Crute by first round knockout. I think he's going to bounce back well after the Misha Cirkunov loss. I think he's really going to just come in there and look to take his head off. I mean, that's my prediction. I think he's really going to come in there and just look to get him out of there quickly. So, I'm picking Jim Crute by first round knockout. That's the Wizards' prediction, guys. Next up, we got Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Zion Yan. And I do not know if I said her name right either. But she's out of China, and she's 4-0 in the UFC. Every time I've seen her, she's taking care of business. And this is a tricky one, guys. This is a real tricky one. My head is telling me Yan, okay? My head's telling me Yan. But my heart is with Karolina. My heart's with Karolina. So, I really don't know. I really don't know. You know, if I was going to bet on this fight, I'd go with Yan. But I'm not, so I've got to go with Karolina. I have to go with Karolina. I have to go with my heart in this fight. And really what I'm looking for Karolina to pull this out is I'm I'm looking for her to go to the clinch. She's going to need to go to the clinch, and she's going to have to get back to her clinch game. Look for her to exploit her masterful clinch game to pull the W out in this, guys. And that's what I'm going to be looking for out of Carolina. But I will not be surprised if Jan, goes in there and handles business, because that's all we've seen from her out in the UFC. That's all we've seen from her. And she's strong. She's real strong. And she's holding that Chinese flag proud. And she's doing real good. She's doing real good out of China, guys. She's doing real good. Next up, we got Bensasoli versus Marcos de Lima. This is a heavyweight banger. We got a heavyweight banger on our hands, and I'm looking for de Lima to come in there and get a quick knockout. That's what I'm predicting, guys. Look for de Lima to come in there and get a quick knockout. If I was a betting man, that is the bet I would make. De Lima to come in there and get the first round knockout. And then after that, we have Zubaira versus Kevin Aguilar. Zubaira, Khabib's teammate, versus Kevin Aguilar. Zubaira versus Kevin Aguilar. Now this is going to be a really good fight, guys. This is going to be a really good fight. I really do not know if I'm going to go with Zubaira or Kevin Aguilar. I've been going back and forth all week long, because if Kevin can hang in there to the later rounds, I really believe Kevin can get it done. But if Zubaira can come in there and get it done early, he can get it done a lot of different ways. But I'm betting Kevin sticks around. And so I'm going Kevin by decision. Kevin by decision is the Wizards' pick. And guys, remember, Bang energy drinks in the link below. Bang energy drinks in the link below, guys. Also, All-American hemp CBD gummies in the link below. And always remember to like and subscribe for more MMA content. And we got a lot more coming later in the week.